Okay, so we've got a couple of chord progressions. We've got something to link them together. We've actually got the format, the musical structure now of a song. It's not complete, but it's enough to move on to the other part of the song, which is the lyrics, the words. Where do we begin with that? It's one of the most intimidating things for a writer, the blank page. But I always see that as a world of opportunity, too. There are a lot of ways to get lyrics. Lyrics come from storylines, so we got to come up with stories. But where are you going to come up with your stories? There's some good techniques. Some techniques are to, every morning when you wake up, write a page. Whatever comes to mind, just write it. Don't worry about it. Don't edit it. But write whatever comes to mind. Keep it in a book. You might refer to it later, and you might find some really some nuggets of wisdom in there that you want to create a song about. Another thing is quotes. People are always saying really interesting things. You can extract a quote and create an entire story just around a quote and what a quote means to you. You don't necessarily have to quote the quote, but you can be inspired by it and interject your own interpretation and life meaning into what that quote means. So many different ways to go about it. I observe people all the time walking around me. Sometimes I see somebody with a really interesting face and I create a persona for them. I don't know that person, but I'm going to create a persona for them. It's a good exercise, and you'll learn a lot of creative thinking and ways to come up with things to put on your blank page. Let's go to the blank page. Universal truth is a really important element of a song. A universal truth means something that everybody can pretty much relate to. We know many, many songs have been written about boy meets girl. Now, there is nothing original about that alone, and we know how many songs have been written about the boy meets girl concept. So I'm going to start with that. That's going to be my universal truth, okay? I know that everybody can relate to the idea of boy meets girl. But what is their relationship? How am I going to expand on this and make it a little bit more interesting? Maybe they're married. That's possible. So this could be a song about marriage. Or maybe they're just lovers. There are a lot of places I could go with that. Perhaps they're siblings. Or they're friends. They could be enemies, exes. They could be lots of different things. I'm going to go with friends. Now, for your universal truth, it doesn't have to be boy meets girl, but it's a great place to start. Every songwriter I know has written at least one song with that subject. So it's not a bad place for us to start. But you pick something that means something to you that you also know will resonate with the majority of other people. I'm choosing boy meets girl, and I've decided that they're going to be friends. I'm not going to do a marriage song or a lover song or a siblings song. It just, the groove that I've established in my music just sounds fun and enjoyable and something that maybe could be about friendship. Well, what's going to be unique about my friendship? I have to think of what it means to be a friend. And a friend is somebody that is there for someone else in their time of need. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this a story where one of the friends is going to be there for the other in the time of need. Now, I'm going to be the singer of this song. I'm writing it for myself. That's perhaps what you're doing as well. So you might identify, if you're a guy, you might identify with the boy character of this song. So that's going to be me, the singer. So the girl is going to be the subject, or the object rather, or maybe the subject. Let's see how this is going to work out, actually, of my song. Boy meets girl. If the boy is me, then the girl is either somebody I'm telling you about, and I might then be telling you a story in the third person. But I think what's more compelling is if the listener is the girl. So I'm just going to write you. You meaning the listener of the song. I'm speaking to the listener of the song. We're friends. So she's going to be, because I'm helping somebody in a time of need, I have to assume that the girl in the song, the listener, let me write listener down so that I don't get confused. listener, singer. You should do the same. Take a piece of paper and start expanding on your universal truth. I'm going to put this song in the second person, meaning I'm going to be singing to the girl in the song. She's got an issue, so I'm going to help her out. That puts me, the singer, in a kind of a positive light, and that flatters me. And that's a great position to be in for the lyric of a song. Whether you sing it yourself or whether somebody else sings it, they always want to be, the singer wants to be presented in a flattering light. So the lyric flatters the singer. The singer is the one that's going to help out the person who's having a problem. What could her problem be? There's so many problems that one can happen. She's down and out. She's gone off course with her life. She needs some help. Maybe she's into drugs. Let's say she's into drugs and is wasting her life away on drugs. We need to help her out. What can we do to put a positive spin on somebody whose life has just gone really down and out with drugs? Well, let's see. We got to talk to her. We're going to try to help her see the light. She's a beautiful girl. I'm just assuming here, right? I'm making the story up as I go along. You're making up your story. I'm deciding she's a beautiful girl that's in an ugly way with her drug addiction. She has tremendous potential. Oh, that's a good idea, especially because my song is upbeat. My music's upbeat. It's got that ramp that ascends into the chorus, and to me that signifies potential. So I know she's got potential. She's beautiful. She's got potential. What else is beautiful and has potential? Got to think about maybe some metaphors here. Well, she's a flower, right? A flower has a lot of potential. What does a flower require to bloom? Well, it requires water, but it also requires something to shine on it, the sun. So maybe we could talk about this being a sunflower. She's a sunflower. But a sunflower is blooming. It's beautiful. She's not blooming yet. Why wouldn't a sunflower bloom? Well, it won't bloom unless the sun's shining on it. So I could come up with a line that she's really a sunflower in the shade. Now, in your song, you might be able to come up with something like that too. It's kind of ironic because you don't think of a sunflower to be in the shade. So it really does create an image that a sunflower just can't bloom in the shade. I really like that. In fact, that's probably going to be my title. I'm going to decide that that's going to be my title because it's poetic, it's got a nice visual to it, and it really does capture the entire meaning of my song. She's down and out, but she's got potential. She's a sunflower in the shade. So what am I going to do as a friend? I'm going to really encourage her to change her life and turn things around. In fact, that's a great line, a great thing to tell her. Turn around. That's what a sunflower does, right? A sunflower actually turns around towards the sun. It faces the sun. So this gives you an idea of how to start a storyline. There's so many different directions that I could go here. There are many directions you can go with your storyline. But we've got it here. In my song, I know who the singer is. I know what my objective is. And I know that I've got a pretty cool title here to work with as well, going through this process. So that's your job. Go through the process. Take out a piece of paper, come up with that universal truth, and do the exercise. It's a lot of fun, actually, and you'll come up with a great title at the end of it. Go for it. Get to that point. Check that off your list, and then we'll figure out how to turn this into a great lyric to go over our chord progression while writing a nice melody.